What's up everyone, welcome back to another MCU ranking. This time it's going to be a little bit different, ranking the excitement for upcoming MCU projects here. We have both shows and movies for phase 4 and 5 confirmed, and ones that are pretty much confirmed but haven't been officially announced by Marvel. So I'm excited to get into this. And guys, MCU content is running really low since we have not had a new film since Far From Home last July. About to be a year without a new MCU content. So I'm going to put a little card up here on the top that you can click on to vote. If you guys are fine with me uploading maybe gaming rankings, maybe music, like I was thinking, CODs or maybe top 10 games of the decade, stuff like that for gaming and music, just anything new happening. If you want me to do more tier lists or bracket fights with those kind of things, let me know by voting up above. Be honest, because I want to get an actual idea. Don't just say you're going to watch it if you really don't care. That's fine, just say no. So without further ado, let's get into our first movie here that is upcoming, and it's Thor Love and Thunder. Now for me, I'm putting this in the top category. I am really excited to see what Taika Waititi, hopefully I said that right, I always say it different every time I say it for some reason, but I'm really excited to see what he can do with another MCU film. Now that he already has one movie behind him in this MCU of his world building of Thor, which was obviously a much improved version of the Thor world here that we had from the first two Thors. Definitely a lighter theme, but also there's a little bit more serious moments in it too, so I believe he might take that little more serious approach. Obviously there's still going to be humor in it because he's a funny guy, so he's got to throw that in there, but I'm really excited to see what he can do with this. Could be really interesting with Natalie Portman coming back too. Next we have The Eternals, which is now coming out in 2021 because of all the COVID-19 closing things, but honestly, maybe I'm just ignorant to the comics and stuff, but I'm just putting this in the need more info kind of category for now because I'm really not interested in this movie at all right now. But like I said, I really have no idea what to expect or what is happening in this movie. I have no idea, so maybe this is on me for just not looking into it more, but right now I just have no interest in it. Now, we don't quite know when we're going to get Fantastic Four, but it has been confirmed by Kevin Feige, and this one I'm going to put up in the excited tab. Now, I've always liked the Fantastic Four. It's honestly one of the earliest superhero things I started to get interested in. And it really just comes down to the casting for this, because other movies we have a lot of ideas for who's going to be, at least in the main roles and the villains and stuff. This we have no idea where they're going to go. I mean, big rumors like John Krasinski and there's other people, but you really don't know what's going to happen. So I'm very excited to see what they can do with this, and honestly more excited to see the cast, because that can make or break a film, but MCU is amazing at casting. Next we have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Now I was very excited about this before because it was going to have a little darker, scarier horror tone, but it wasn't obviously going to be scary because it's an MCU film. But that tone is already something I kind of like because it will be different for the MCU. But now they just confirmed Sam Raimi as a director, so this is going in the top tier. Now, obviously a lot of people know him from SpiderMan, but this man has made some horror movies before, and this could be the perfect director for the MCU. The wackiness that he can have in there with also the horror elements could be perfect. Obviously, it's going to have Doctor Strange and Wanda in it, so that'll be an interesting combo to see what kind of problems they're going to have to fight, because they're both so powerful. So it should be an amazing, epic movie. Graphics are probably going to be, I don't know, I call graphics, the visuals are going to be probably even better than the first, which was already amazing. So I really can't wait to see this movie. Next we have Black Widow, and I am honestly very hyped for this. The cast for this is amazing with Scarlett Johansson, Florence, I don't know how to say her last name, so I'm not even going to try to butcher it, David Harbour obviously, and I forget who's playing Taskmaster, but it should be a really great movie. Obviously she's dead, and I was just complaining about them bringing back people, but this is going to be taking place in the past, and it'll be really interesting to learn more about this character that we really don't know that much about, even though she's been in so many movies. We've only learned bits and pieces, so I'm really excited for this one. Really disappointed it got pushed back, because could be seeing it in a couple days, but I guess I'll just have to suck it up for that one. Next we have ShangChi, and this comes down to me just not knowing as much about the less popular comics again, and like I said, this is probably on me. If you're really excited for this, let me know in the comments, because I want to hear different views. So for me, I'm somewhat interested. It seems like an interesting premise from what I've read up on it, and I looked back at the main actor. I'm forgetting his name now, but the main actor seems like he's done some pretty good stuff. I feel like it's a good choice. Seems very charismatic just on Twitter and stuff even. So I have faith in this movie. I'm not really excited for it, but obviously I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch all these, and MCU movies always turn out good, so I'm sure it will be good. Next we have Captain Marvel 2, and I'm not trying to hop on the hype or the hype train for hating Captain Marvel, but really I'm not interested until I get some more info on this one, because I really need to know who they're going to have in it, because Nick Fury I think him and Carol's dynamic was amazing in the first one, and that was the best part about that movie. But like, if he's not going to be in it, we have no idea what villains or any other characters are going to be in it. And Captain Marvel on her own was not that great as a character. I think there's potential. I think that Brie Larson's a good actor, but they just made her look like she comes off way too cocky and mean when she's supposed to be like another likable character that has these snarky comments, but it doesn't work that way. So hopefully they can change the character. I believe it comes down to the right director. I believe, like I said, I think Brie Larson is a good actor or actress. I might have said actor a couple times. My bad about that, but hopefully we get some more info on casting for supporting cast soon, and hopefully it's good. I'm not going into any of these wanting to hate them, but right now I'm not that interested. Next, we have the next Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 3. We don't know the name. They just put Home Alone in this template just because it's probably what they found when they looked up Spider-Man 3 images. And this one, I'm excited for. Now, Far From Home, I really liked. I know a lot of people thought it wasn't as good as Homecoming, but I think it was a good successor and a good Spider-Man story, even though the whole Stark Glasses thing some people didn't like. I like the direction the Spider-Man's going because we've seen Spider-Man in so many different shows and movies and different takes. Finally, we get something fresh with Spider-Man. Feels like an actual kid playing him, Tom Holland. So I'm excited to see where they take this in the future. Him and MJ's relationship will be interesting, and they have tons of villains in this Spider-Man universe already in this MCU that are just little side characters for now that can come out and be huge with huge callbacks to the first two films. So this could be amazing. Next, moving on, we have the Hawkeye show. I'm going to give this a somewhat, honestly. Now, Hawkeye is probably my least favorite of the main Avengers. I think there's some potential with the character there. It's just going to be interesting to see where they go. I think he's going to take more of a mentorship role in this probably instead of like his own, real crime fighting and going out, because Hawkeye cannot fight the most interesting villains, and with how huge this universe is and all these intergalactic threats, I think they have to scale this one way down, make it this a little show, and it could be good if they know their place with Hawkeye, but hopefully they don't try to do way too much of this and just keep it simple. Next, we have Blade revived into the MCU, and I am, honestly, I'm just going to say interested. I'm not going to lie and say I'm very excited. Once again, I don't know how to feel about it not being an R-rated thing. I think the MCU needs to take that jump into one R-rated film. It will not kill them, but oh well, I guess it will be okay without it. Like I said, MCU really has not missed barely, besides like Thor 2 and Guardians 2 didn't really hit for me, and there's a couple other ones that aren't great, but those are the main two. Iron Man 2 also. Some of their sequels are not great, but I know Blade will probably come out amazing. It just kind of hurts my heart that it's not R-rated. Next, we have Black Panther 2, and I am very excited here to see how they expand this Black Panther universe, because between Ultron, Civil War, and Black Panther, the first one, the Wakanda and that whole like city and I guess country world building has been incredible so far. T'Challa is an amazing hero, and there's just so many ways they can go with this. I honestly have no idea what they're gonna do, but it should be huge. Just up the ante on everything, and I really can't wait. Next, we have Loki. I'm gonna put this in excited. Only reason I'm not very hyped is because I wish the deaths stuck in this. I know they had the loophole in Endgame with him grabbing the Tesseract and leaving. That's how they're gonna explain this, but like I said, he's an amazing character, probably one of the best in the MCU, just all time. But you have to make death stick, and that's my only gripe with this. It's an amazing character. It's going to be a great show, have the funniness, the uniqueness, because Loki has so many different powers, the god of mischief, so it will be a great show. I have to bump it down. Maybe it's petty to put it down to just excited, but I feel like the deaths just don't stick enough in the MCU. But obviously they did have the big losses of Iron Man and Cap, so hopefully they just leave those guys out of the MCU. Let them have their amazing runs and then end it. Now we have the Falcon and Winter Soldier. I am very hyped for this one. I think this is going to be the best show that they have, because it can work as like this true crime / superhero action thriller show. There's so many little smaller stories that they can do that can just work, because Bucky and Sam Wilson are two of the most charming characters in the MCU. The great chemistry there. This could be amazing, and I have such high hopes. Hopefully it doesn't let me down. Next, we have Guardians 3. Now, it is a known fact on this, if you watch any of my rankings, I'm not a fan of Guardians 2. And Guardians 1 I liked. It had some great moments and some great humor, but it's just not one of my upper tier. I just think it's a pretty good movie. But I'm interested to see what they do with this. I have faith in James Gunn to bring me back after Guardians Two, I think they can do big things with this. I'm not sure how they're going to work with where Thor went. I think Thor Love and Thunder is just going to be them, and then Thor might also be in Guardians 3. Really not sure honestly about this, but I am happy James Gunn is back, and I think this has potential to bring me back to the Guardians franchise. And now we have WandaVision, and I'm honestly just somewhat interested. Honestly, the only thing that keeps me somewhat interested is how weird it looks from the little previews we got. Like, this show looks like it's going to be insane. It looks like they were on 17 different drugs when they made this. That's the other thing that's scary, though. I don't want it to be like too wild and trying to be way too different, and then it just ends up being a mess and not that great. Like, overly creative is a thing, and I hope it's just not going for throwing insane stuff every single second at you. Hope there's actually a good story here. I'm really not sure where they're gonna go with this. Like I said, it's like the weirdest one to have. Obviously, it could still be great, just like all of these, but I gotta see more. And next we have the new Avengers, or whatever the next Avengers is gonna be called. And even though we know nothing about this, and it's not even officially announced, how can you not be hyped for another team-up film? Nothing will be the same as the first time we saw it, and as big as Infinity War and Endgame, obviously. But hopefully, if they take their time to build up new characters, it can just feel just as special again. So let me know what you thought of this. Comment your most hyped and your least interested. You don't have to do all of them because that's a lot, but maybe give me your top 3 most hyped and one that you're not interested in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We have gone up over 500 subs, like I said, in the past month, which is insane, close to 1,000. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.